Hey Janelle, how you doing? So I've got your work up here now. I just wanted to, I kind of wanted to make this video in terms of grading because everyone's been working so hard, and I realize this is going to be one of the last critiques you get or the last set of comments for grading. So I kind of wanted to make it a little more personal so you understand where some of the deductions might come from. And I say that because I think that there are going to be some deductions based on this right here and this depth and scope of ideations and processes. And you're not the only one. A lot of the classes kind of fallen a little bit behind, and understandably so. It's a conceptual driven project, and it's completely understandable that you guys are stopping for a second, going, hey, wait a second. I got to really, really figure this out because it's probably the first time you've been confronted with a conceptual driven assignment of this magnitude. So I completely get it. But let me just go through and kind of give you my comments on where I came up with the grade for this particular project. Now, I know that this is very similar to the same submission that you put over in the in the critique area. So be sure to review my comments over there. But in a nutshell, I think this is great. Color pattern is gorgeous. It really is. I think it's gorgeous. The texture patterns are very nice. Your patterns and textures are going to work very well. So this is no worries here at all. Same thing with the logo development. I think the color palette is one of the stronger elements that you have going in the development of your conceptual design. So that's fantastic there. So again, no worries there at all. Now we get to the pictograms. Once again, no worries at all. The pictograms have taken on the same visual language as the logo. So again, spot on, no worries. Poster, yes, looks great. All right, now I'm going to start talking about a couple of things right here. That's a low resolution image, which it doesn't matter for this week, but next week, it doesn't matter for this submission, but for the next submission, when we start submitting work for the final presentation, you'll want to use high resolution images. So that would be a no. Now you have your poster, your event poster, and what I'd like to see here is at this point, I think we're kind of falling short here in depth and scope of ideations and processes, and maybe even quality of visual presentation, because we need to see these placed. Okay, so this is the vector version. We need to use Photoshop and actually place these in photographs like you've done down here. You've only done it in 1, 2, 3 areas, but I really, really would like to see more. Mock up your tickets. Show an image of people holding tickets in their hand and place your tickets right in their hand. Do whatever you can to get this really to the point of believability so that you can draw this emotional response, this emotional connection between your viewing audience and the event itself. The tickets, okay, so poster, general poster, event poster. Yeah, placement on these, definitely placement in actual images. Event ticket, again, placement. Now, do some research and, do a Google image search on Olympic. I think I may have mentioned this in critique, but Olympic event tickets. Olympic event tickets. And see what you get. There's a lot of really cool examples. They'll show you where the UPC is placed and where the seating chart, the dates, and et cetera, and all sorts of stuff like that. So for instance, right now there's no seating chart here, so we've got this kind of we've got this ticket, but we don't know where we're going to sit. So we would maybe consider that. And some other areas, UPC code, some other things that are typically found on event tickets. Wayfinding, again, same thing, looking good, nice variation of colors. We just need to really get these placed. We've got to get these placed. These look fantastic. They look lovely. I really think they're great, but we need more of this stuff right here. So again, and your merchandising, don't just try to place this. I mean, if you go over into the announcements area and also in your personal messaging area, I sent a message and I did a little tutorial on how to actually place graphics on an image of a t-shirt and have it really believable. It's called displacement map and it's done in Photoshop. It's a really quick little tutorial on a pretty relatively easy technique. So I'd like to see you take a look at that so you can embellish your presentation of your merchandise a little bit more. Same thing with your down jackets and your other apparel. But at any rate, so as I said, I think that there would be some deductions based on depth and scope of ideations and processes. Maybe quality of visual and visual presentation simply because of the lack of placement images. Oh, and then I just gave you this paragraph here so you can kind of have an idea, some of the things: building graphics, event tickets, websites, apparel, print programs, banners, kiosks, event arena graphics, vehicle wrap, sporting event graphics, posters, digital media, and all of this stuff. You can see examples of every one of these over in those examples that I left in the announcements area, of those 4 completed final projects for this assignment. So be sure to take a good look at those for some inspiration and some ideas moving forward. One of our classmates even did food packaging for the concession areas for the Olympic event. So I thought that was a really clever idea there. Okay, so all right. So if you have any questions, comments, or anything at all, please, I'm right here. Okay, thanks, Janelle.